Thank you, Art. I want to thank Art for not only his support, the work that he did about looking to run, wondering, you know, different questions, basic stuff like background and stuff like that, or what it was like to run. It was the scariest, but the most amazing thing that I've ever done in my entire life. I came from 20 years of healthcare, which I loved my profession, and I never thought I would do anything else. And like Ern said, when I didn't know if I was going to get into it, it literally took me weeks to decide. And my husband Mark was a big supporter in telling me that I have to go for it. But it was literally, I had no idea. It literally took me weeks. And I said I didn't want to jump in until I knew that I wanted to do it. And once I decided, then it was just full tilt. And I had 4 weeks to campaign, and week by week, we saw such a difference of going to the doors. The first week was, have you heard of the party? And it was kind of like, no, never heard anything. Second week was, well, I heard a little bit of something. The third week was, well, you have a lot of signs out there. And then by the fourth week, it was, we're already voting for you, keep on going. So now here we are a year later, and we're going back into next month and back into the House, which is going to be another fight. Like Andre said, our fight's not over, it's just starting. We've been working really well with the government. They have an open door policy. We're the only one in any of the opposition that they've opened the doors to, and to have such a good working relationship, to be able to call them for the littlest of things, to help somebody here, to a provincial thing, to roads, to whatever. And we're really lucky that way. Like Chris has said before, what you don't see is a lot of behind the things. People, you hear different comments saying, well, you have to stand on your own and you have to be your own party. We're doing that, but we also said that we would support, and what you don't see is the backdoor management, the backdoor conversations that we have, you know, at a restaurant or downstairs, and saying, you know, I'd like to talk to you, blah, blah, blah. And if they know that we don't support them, or they're not going to get the support, then it doesn't come forward. Nothing in that House can get done with one party alone, which is democracy. So if, it's been 50 years since anybody's seen a democracy, or 100 years since anybody's seen a democracy. Nobody really knows what it looks like or how to deal with it. Well, this is it. And because we're only 3, you need a lot of numbers before anything will move. So if we know we don't have the support, we don't put it forward until we know we have support from the government as well. So it's a give and take, and we've been doing really well, I feel. And a lot of people feel, and you people coming out here each and every time, I know you guys feel the same. So we're not stopping the battle. Andre spoke a little bit about language, a little bit about not being able to speak about the problems. We've seen it in ambulance. I work in the hospital. We've seen it with unions. The government yesterday in the committee, or the other day when we were there in committee with the commissioner, and put out his report. And he says himself, and actually one of the Green members said himself, we need to have an open conversation. We need to have open discussion. This is how that's done. We open conversation, and because of our party, the conversation of language is in the House. We're fighting for all people. I don't care what language you speak. We're fighting for everyone. And and when the conversation does open, and Chris asks a couple questions to the commissioner, we get a nice tweet from the Green Party saying that we're ignorant, arrogant, lying bigots. So that's what it gets when you open up conversation. So it's all about opening up the conversation. That's what we want to do. We want to make it fair that everybody gets a job. It all comes down where nobody's trying to take language, nobody's trying to take culture. I'm an Acadian of descent. My grandmother, my grandparents came here from St. Louis. Nobody's trying to take anybody's language. I love to hear people talk French. I love when people talk French to me. It comes down to employment. Nobody should be given a job just on language, and nothing else matters, and that's what we're happening. I heard the commissioner say in his speech that we were wrong when not all. He wants to put now nursing homes. He wants to put nursing homes and make them fully bilingual. I think we're meeting the standard for nursing home language. I think there's always a nurse that you can go to, the same as the hospitals. And it's going to be the same thing that happens at the hospitals now. It may not be right now, and they may say that not every employee has to be French and has to be English. depending on where you are, but that's what's happening. Every job that comes up that was, some people in nursing homes were working in nursing homes because they can't get a job at the hospital. If we do this and you get, the slippery slope is going to happen, and the same thing is going to happen in nursing homes, no unilingual frontline worker will be able to work in hospitals or nursing homes because of language alone, and it won't matter how many years experience, and that's what we're afraid of, and that's what we want to stop. So we're not backing off either. So we're not going to back off either. We're here for the long haul. We want more seats. We want a bigger hammer, and we're gonna fight too, and we're gonna fight for you. We're listening to the people, and that's what we come to do. So I'm going to stop talking because I know Chris is coming up, and everybody wants to listen to him. But I want to thank you all very much for your continued support, and if you have any questions, you know, we're always there to reach out to and ask. So I want to thank you all for coming, and enjoy the rest of your evening.